Hello again and welcome to VNA News Daily Bulletin. Coming up next, we have your top stories. National Assembly elected Nguyễn Xuân Phúc as new Prime Minister. Vietnam and Timor-Leste agree to further enhance bilateral ties. Agriculture Ministry announces macadamia development plan. The National Assembly elected Nguyễn Xuân Phúc as Prime Minister on the morning of April 7th with 446 approval votes, or 90.26% of the total deputies in the legislature.
A resolution on the election was adopted with the support of 474 deputies, 96.15%. The newly elected Prime Minister was sworn into the office after the election.
Tôi xin tuyên thệ tuyệt đối trung thành với Tổ quốc.
I swear to be absolutely loyal to the nation, the people, and the Constitution of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. I pledge to make all out efforts to fulfill the duties assigned by the party, state, and people.
Nhà nước và nhân dân giao phó. Tôi xin trân trọng cảm ơn.
The government leader expressed thanks to the National Assembly for trusting him to take the position as Prime Minister. As new Prime Minister, he vowed to listen to opinions and aspirations of nationwide compatriots and do the best to address any shortcomings and fulfill the socio-economic development goals. He also committed to promoting reform and international integration, accelerating administrative reform, and creating a favorable business and investment environment. He said the government will spare no effort to promote democracy, strengthen discipline in the state apparatus and the whole society, while improving efficiency of the fight against corruption and reformists, persistently and resolutely defending the national independence, sovereignty, unification, and territorial integrity. Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc was born in 1954 in the central province of Quảng Nam. He holds a bachelor degree in economics. He is a member of the party Central Committee in the 10th, 11th, and 12th tenures and becomes a Politburo member of the 11th and 12th tenures. He served as Deputy Prime Minister before being elected as Prime Minister. Also on April 7, National Assembly deputies voted to relieve the Vice State President, the Chief Judge of the Supreme People's Court, and the Prosecutor General of the Supreme People's Procuracy of their posts. President Trần Đại Quang presented proposals for the posts of the Vice President, the Chief Judge, and the Prosecutor General. The legislators then discussed in group the list of nominees for the posts. Results of the election for the positions will be announced in the morning session on April 8th.
Vietnam and Timor-Leste have agreed to further enhance bilateral ties in the future. The agreement was reached during the talks between the foreign ministers of the two countries in Hanoi on April 7th. Talking with Timor-Leste Minister of Foreign Affairs and Cooperation, Hernani Coelho de Silva, Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Phạm Bình Minh affirmed Vietnam is willing to cooperate with Timor-Leste and assist it in poverty reduction, aquaculture and fishing. He also asked Timor-Leste to create favorable conditions for Vietnamese enterprises to do business there. The visiting foreign minister expressed his pleasure at rice trading cooperation between the two countries. He also said he hopes the two sides will soon organize the first joint committee meeting at the foreign ministerial level to implement the signed agreements on trade, technical cooperation, and rice trading for the 2015 to 2017 period. They also agreed to strengthen cooperation at multilateral forums and organizations. On the same day, Vice Chairman of the National Assembly Uông Chu Lưu welcomed Minister Silva and congratulated Timor-Leste's government and people on their significant achievements in national construction and development. He affirmed that Vietnam always values its friendship and multifaceted cooperation with Timor-Leste. To further enhance bilateral relations, Vice Chairman Liu asked Timor-Leste to quickly complete its procedures so that the Vietnam-Timor-Leste bilateral trade agreement can soon take effect. He also stressed that Vietnam's National Assembly is ready to boost its friendly ties with its Timor-Leste counterpart, and that the two sides should exchange experience in lawmaking. On his part, the minister stated that in the coming time, the two countries need to prioritize cooperation in the fields of agriculture and aquaculture, power and infrastructure development. A delegation from the Foreign Ministry led by Deputy Minister Bùi Thanh Sơn visited the Cambodian embassy staff on the occasion of the traditional Chol Tham May festival.
Deputy Minister Sơn extended his best wishes to Cambodian Ambassador Hun Phanny, embassy staff, as well as the Cambodian government and people on the traditional New Year festival of Khmer people. He expressed his belief that based on its outstanding achievements in terms of politics, socio-economics and culture in 2015, Cambodia will continue reaping more successes in the future. The cooperation between Vietnam and Cambodia has also seen great strides in all fields, especially in people-to-people exchanges. For his part, Cambodian Ambassador Hun Phanny congratulated Vietnam on its elections of new state, government and National Assembly leaders. The ambassador hoped that the new leaders will continue to have Vietnam thrive further and reap greater achievements in all spheres.
Vietnam has called on China not to take more unilateral actions complicating the situation and make practical contribution to peace and stability in the East Sea. Mentioning Vietnam's reaction to China's sending a Haiyang Cu-981 rig to operate in the waters off the mouth of the Gulf of Tonkin on April 3rd, Foreign Ministry spokesperson Lê Hải Bình said Vietnam requested China to cancel its oil drilling plan and promptly remove its drilling rig out of the area whose delineation is under negotiation. Bình also extended Vietnam's response to China's switching on a lighthouse on Subi Reef of Vietnam's Trường Sa Spratly archipelago, saying China's act has seriously violated Vietnam's sovereignty over the archipelago, and Vietnam requests China to immediately stop its violations. He said on April 5th and April 7th, Vietnamese Ministry of Foreign Affairs representatives met and handed diplomatic notes to Chinese embassy representatives to object to the deed. Vietnam will conduct this year's rural agriculture and aquaculture census from July 1st to 30th nationwide. The General Statistics Office said the census would focus on three main areas: agricultural forestry, salt and aquaculture production, and information on countryside circumstances and the lives of rural residents. The census aims to build up databases on agriculture and rural development, serving as a tool for long-term research. The survey's results also serve as an important and reliable source for establishing a database system for the General Statistics Office of Vietnam. The 2016 census preliminary results will be finalized in December, and the official results will be made public in the third quarter of 2017. According to the Census Steering Committee, data on the economy and society, especially within rural, agriculture, and aquaculture sectors, serves as an indispensable tool for the party, National Assembly, government, and other agencies while forming policies and development plans. The Da Nang People's Committee said it would start a program to cut wastage of money. More in the following report. Under the program, Da Nang will cut down at least 12% of the expenses for conferences, dialogues, meetings, and festivals, besides office stationery. The city will not propose and approve scientific research of the same content and impossible to be conducted, and will give priority to necessary and effective projects. All projects that are not part of the city's plan and have not been approved by competent organizations will be terminated. The quality of the project's checks and design will be improved to reduce the project cost by 10 to 15%. The number and condition of automobiles in offices will be checked to avoid the purchase of an excessive number of new vehicles. The Da Nang People's Committee has asked companies and organizations to save electricity and clean water. The Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development has approved a plan to develop macadamia farming in the northwestern and central highlands regions by 2020. The plan will give directions to localities in the two regions on scale and processing facilities to sustainably develop macadamia nut production. By 2020, macadamia nut fields in the two regions will span 9,940 hectares. The plan also set a target of building 12 more processing facilities with a capacity of 50 to 200 tons each in the regions. The ministry encourages localities in the planned region to develop saplings locally and carry out market research. Farmers are advised to use modern methods of farming. Macadamia is a genus of 4 species of trees indigenous to Australia. The trees are native to northeastern New South Wales and central and southeastern Queensland. Historical periods of the Communist Party and National Assembly of Vietnam are being spotlighted at an exhibition freshly launched in the northern province of Thái Nguyên. Let's take a look.
On display are nearly 1,000 documents of all kinds, from books, newspapers to photos, providing visitors an insight into the 86-year history of the Communist Party of Vietnam. The exhibition highlights President Ho Chi Minh's role in founding and developing the party, policies and guidelines of the party through its national congresses, as well as milestones and achievements of the country. It also introduces to the public the development history of the National Assembly since the establishment 70 years ago. In addition, the exhibition showcases 30 most outstanding articles about the 12th National Party Congress and the 30 articles praising the country's achievements during 30 years of reform. The exhibition will run until April 25th at the Thái Nguyên Museum.
Young overseas Vietnamese with best innovations have been crowned at the first Global Business Idea Contest, Viet Challenge, held in Boston City of the U.S.
The winners, Bifrost Biotech team, took the $10,000 cash prize from an innovative device which allows and supports soldiers and spies to prevent backache and neck pains. Organized by the Association of Vietnamese Students in the U.S., Viet Challenge looks to nurture startup ideas among young Vietnamese from all parts of the globe. The competition attracted 80 teams with about 300 young Vietnamese across the world, including those from the U.S., France, Italy, Japan, and Vietnam. Viet Challenge offered an ideal opportunity for young Vietnamese to introduce and realize their business ideas. It also instills a spirit of entrepreneurship that could help the homeland's current modernization process.
An exhibition featuring the unique way of life of the northern mountainous provinces of Lai Châu and Tuyên Quang is being held in Hanoi. The event aims to popularize local cultural values to the citizens of the capital.
On display are photos, exhibits, and the cultural specialties tourists to the two provinces would expect to see. Visitors to the exhibition will have a chance to contemplate traditional dances and enjoy the cuisine of local ethnic groups such as the Tây, Nung, and Dao people. The event also hopes to foster stronger links between Lai Châu and Tuyên Quang provinces, with Hanoi in particular, and also with other cities and provinces, to promote community-based tourism which respects and protects the environment.
And that has wrapped up our news bulletin. Thanks for watching. For more information, please log on to our website at vietnamplus.vn. We'll see you soon.